It's not the freaking leads. So everything has got to be about the leads. Everything is coming down to the fact that, oh, I'm only writing 5,000 a month, but I can write 5,000 a week with the magic leads. Seriously? All right, first of all, okay, let me get this off here. Nobody's gonna take me serious with Oscar the Grouch on my head. Listen, do you really believe that it's just about the leads? We can talk about good, bad, and otherwise, but let me ask you this really point blank. You are a couple $1,000, $3,000 a week producer. You see somebody who's doing 30, 35, 40,000. Do you really believe that if you use the leads that they were using, that you would instantly go to 35,000? That is insane. Stop thinking like that. There's way more components to this thing. If it was just, I'm not saying leads aren't important, but if it's just about the leads, we wouldn't have this question because everybody would know where to go. They would say, that's where you go. If you use those leads, you write $100,000 of business a month. Who wouldn't go there? You'd do it instantaneously. The fact of the matter is, you see people with all these big numbers, you get them, take out a couple leads, you don't make any money, you go right back to where you were and doing all the rest of these things. Again, leads are important. Not trying to say that's not the case. But seriously, what about the component of, I don't know, work? It's not the freaking leads. And let's talk about the most important part, which is how much are you actually working? I promise you that if you look at a person who's doing 45, 50,000 on a monthly basis, and you are sitting there saying, well, I'm at 20, 25, bottom line, they're working 10 times harder than you are. Okay, seriously, maybe 10 times is a little much for that big of a ratio, because if you're already doing 20, 25,000 on a monthly basis, you're working a pretty good pace at that point. So if you are a, 5, 6, 7, less than 10, and you see guys doing 40,000, the difference isn't that you need to double or triple, you need to 10 times your work ethic. There's no doubt they are actually putting in the time. Most agents don't work. The bottom line is, if we looked and we took a stopwatch to what you do on a daily basis, not sitting in front of your computer, not sitting on your phone playing on Facebook, not acting like you're putting your leads together, but actually clicking up stopwatch when you dial the phone and when you talk to people, there's no way you're putting in 8 hours a day. No chance. Because if you were, what would happen would be you would be writing $40,000 and $50,000 on a monthly basis. Just the work ethic alone would change everything. So the issue isn't what leads are they using, it is how hard are you working with what you have access to. And let's look at one other component, an easy one, what you're saying. For instance, if they pick up the phone and you say, hey John, it's Tony, getting back to you about that form you filled out on Facebook about Hey John, it's Tony, getting back to you about that form you filled out on Facebook about insurance. What the heck? First of all, you sound like the other 45 phone calls they're going to get today. So stop doing that. If that's how you were trained, Lord help you. You got to have something different. You got to be able to sound differently, act differently when you're on the phone. I do telesales, so that's all I'm going with that. If you come up to the door and you're all meek and mild and you can't get into people's houses, things like that, there are multiple components to what we do, specifically in telesales. I believe we have an advantage in telesales because all we have is our voice. All we have is the imagination on the other side. That's training for another day. All I'm saying is there's more components than it's the leads, or it's the script, or it's whatever it is. It's a multitude of all of those things, and the biggest component is the thing you can control. How much you pick up the phone, put it to your ear, and you talk to people. How many times do you dial the phone? If you triple dial a lead and they don't answer, that's a minute. It's about 20 seconds-ish every time it goes to voicemail. 3 times in a row, it's a minute. 480 minutes. 6 times 8, yeah. So do the math. If you have less than 4, I promise if I looked at some of you guys that are complaining about the leads and we looked at your actual dial time, it would be an hour for the whole day. the whole freaking day, an hour. And then you want to complain about leads. Seriously. It's not the freaking leads. Now, is it possible that a person can write 10,000 in business in 10 days? Let's find out. I'm not going to order new leads. I'm going to use all my old leads personally that are inside of my CRM. I'll find a vendor and order some aged leads. Don't even care who it is. Buy $1, $2, $3 leads. Things that are 90 days, 6 months old, year old, whatever the case is. And prove that just work ethic actually is the difference. Not the lead, just the lead. Not the script, just the script. Not the system that puts all that together. Actually, that is the case. The system that puts all that together is the case. That's what you need to be concentrating on. What's getting me more activity? Period.